the problem with the Ford Cadillac. Okay. Now, for starters, like I say, my name is Lucifer Starline, basically, my true name. Although my American name is Brian Nathaniel Alexander Bradley. The decision on the Ford Bronco, to take the pumpkin on the front and just turn around and run the pumpkin in reverse was my fault. So, to all the Ford Bronco owners that had that problem, I just want to say I'm sorry. That was my fault. Okay. We were going to put locking hubs. I was thinking about putting locking hubs or making it so the front end doesn't always locked in, and it's more like just a thing. And I really didn't realize how big of a problem that is. So, and my engineers probably wouldn't have done it, but like I said, my name is Brian Bradley, or I'm the namer of America, and also the real true Lucifer Starline. So, anyway, so my engineers did it basically, and they probably did it mostly. I think they knew that it would be a bad idea and it'd be a mistake. But like I say, and they probably were going to fix it, and they did fix it later on. But I think they mostly did it because, just to make it a connection between me and the car company, because Ford doesn't really exist exactly as a car company by itself, more than, because I own it basically. Okay, so, and on the Cadillac, I was thinking that they could probably just use a V8 engine, and then I was thinking maybe just beef up the head bolts basically, and they could run it, change and run it as a diesel engine. So, and then just put the injector ports and everything in there. So, and I'm pretty sure that's basically what they did, except for the problem that they didn't change the head bolts, or they didn't use the right kind of metallurgy. So, and I actually told them that it needs a turbocharger, and I was insisting on a turbocharger, but Rodney, pretending to be the real Lucifer or something, didn't want to spend the extra $34 or $100 per engine per car to do it. And besides, it added complexity to the engine in the car. So, and anyway though, so I was locked in a battle between Rodney and me basically over that, because he was trying to pretend that he was the great inventor and the real Lucifer Star and blah blah blah, kind of like just like Abraham Lincoln, and so oh well. Anyway, so like I said again with that. So, and here's the thing, Rodney was just going to cash in basically and be good with it, like ka-ching, and then who cares what happens to the car. He didn't really consider everything else. But like I said, I'm Lucifer Starline, builder of the Titanic, blah, 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 blah. And like my name was on the line. So, like I said, and they originally didn't have a warranty with the Cadillac and all that other stuff. So all these cars were blowing up, and people were just like, they bought them because it was really me, Lucifer Star. And they trusted these vehicles because everything else I'd ever produced was trustworthy and built to perfection, basically. So, which is why they added in the lemon law, because it's like, hey, I have a real name and a real reputation as Lucifer Starline. Lucifer Star, and also blah, blah, blah. Of course, it's kind of funny considering they were going to try and kill me later on. So like I say, again, with the Cadillac, my fault. It was all my fault. Okay. So, and I know about the other variants of the Cadillac, like the 20-foot wide, like the 8-foot wide Cadillac and 20-foot long and all that other stuff. And they were going to come out with a new Cadillac, and I was like, blah, blah, why don't we just blah, blah, blah. And they were like, well, we think it'd be better if you go smaller. And I was like, you do? And I said, okay, but not too small, and they said, okay, we think we have a good size for you. So, and that was basically the size of the Cadillac, that about the size it is now. I let my experts go ahead and just figure it out for me. So anyway, so they made the changes and all that other stuff. And generally the cars and everything and like that were being run by my expert team of car manufacturers that also took into account comments from the public and everything else. So, like I said, basically, yeah, I mean, I'm basically pretty much European cars and American cars, although with the European cars, a lot of that's Germany, basically. My German scientists and my German people, and Irish, by the way. Hi, Irish. Hi, Ireland. I love you still. like what you know as Renault Manufacturing Complex, basically the Lotus team, pretty much. Like I said, in the old days, I could get a car built in less than 3 months. In fact, I think one time it took them literally like, I think it was a month or 2 or 3 months or whatever. They basically put a design together and almost got the car into production like really friggin' fast. Well, it might have been 6 months, but it was the fastest that that car had ever been produced or something like that one time. But then, I'm Lucifer Star, pretty much the owner of Rolls-Royce and all that other stuff. Like from Rolls-Royce, like all the different things, all the different moving around and restructuring of the whole automotive industry and everything was basically me. I was like, okay, these people go there, those people go there, blah 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 blah, and that was me. So, like I said, I basically am the inventor and blah 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 and the owner, and I was restructuring my companies. And that's why Rolls-Royce was originally just a normal car company, and then I decided to go ahead and make that really good, because originally in the old days, all the car companies used a fair amount of wood paneling and a fair amount of this and a fair amount of that. But as we were updating and changing over to basically the newer materials, we didn't need wood carvers anymore. We didn't need so many painters anymore. We didn't need so much labor. So it's like, okay, what am I going to do with these people? They're about to be out of the job. They were only being paid like 32 cents or $5. Inflation's going up like crazy. And now these people are going to be broke, have no money, and basically be out on the street with no job and no nothing. And I was like, fuck. Okay, we'll make one really nice car. So basically I was just going to be like, I was like, well, these people are going to last like another 40 years or so. So I was like, so I think we up the pay a little bit, or up the pay a fair amount. I was working it out with my people, of course, with my head board members and everything. I was like, well, all right, this is what I'm thinking. So I basically told them what I wanted or what I was thinking, and they did all the changes for me and set the pay rates and everything else like that. And we came out with a really good car, which used a lot of labor in it that made it, fairly nice and all that other stuff. And that, I believe, became the Rolls-Royce that would use like the camel or the whatever, leathering for the seats and everything else like that, and the really nice blah 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 and blah blah blah. Because all these people, they're only being paid like 32 cents an hour or like $1 or $2 an hour, and they're about to just no work, nothing. You're done. Goodbye. And that was, and in my mind, I found that was unacceptable, being who I am. So that's why, and I think it was Bentley and Rolls-Royce or something like that, basically. So we moved people around the countries, or moved people around or gave them severance packages or something. I forget exactly what we were doing back then. And that's why you end up with Rolls-Royce being like this really nice. Oh yeah, and there's also also we had a war or 2 wars. So, there's also all those other problems. So anyway, so Rolls-Royce is really, really, really nice. And I was like, okay, we'll make this one top end, blah, blah, blah. I think what I was doing is I was paying the people basically. And then I was like, well, I'll get the money out of the car company eventually later on, because it is a real car company, and it's the car company that made all other car companies. So it's like, they basically, one car company or 2 car companies owns everything. So I was just paying these people extra money, and like I said, these people were really, really, really good, really, really skilled people. So they start doing things on their own, and besides, like I said, I'm doing them a really big solid, and I'm really trying to show them that I care, because I really do care. Like if you notice from the LS shipyard, White Star Line shipyard in Belfast, to the car companies, to the aircraft companies, to everything, you'll notice that I'm a really big friend of people, and I really cared a lot about everyone. So, and I was really trying to make a real effort to really, not leave these people out on the streets and not just abandon them. So anyway, so my people pull together and we do all this stuff. And that's basically, like I said, it's Lucifer Star to Brian to, because I am the real Lucifer Star line. Basically Lucifer Star line to Brian to blah, blah. And that's how everything's like, and in there you have Abraham Lincoln. I've just adopted you. You're now, oh darn, Lucifer Star Brian, you're dead. I will carry on in your place. And then you have Rodney, and somewhere in there you have Nixon, JFK, Jimmy Carter. Actually, or somewhere in there, So, yeah. And I was like, I'm doing a thing here, if you don't mind. So, yeah. So that's basically kind of how it is, basically, pretty much. And then there's the LSF, of course, and all that. So, oh yeah, and then you have a plague unto the world, a plague unto the world. This old guy, and everything else. So, like I say, I'm just explaining to you my part in everything as basically triple expansion steam inventor of basically the Titanic, turbines, jet engines, gears, and basically just the master inventor I am, and the creator of basically 1.5 exoskeletons and blah 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 blah. So the rest of it, and you have Zachary, Bill Gates, and the LS shells, which basically are a nuclear reaction, which will kill. Like I said, anything within 1,000 feet or anything within a couple hundred feet of when the shell leaves the cannon barrel dies, pretty much. So it kills everything to the sides and then it hits the target and kills everything in the tank. Because it's actually a nuclear reaction. The ultimate shell, basically. And I banned it, by the way. I was like, we're not going to use those, copper jet only. So I was working on the copper jet shells, and my people only use copper jet. Because it's not suicidal. So... and of course, inventing of cocaine, blah, 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 blah. That's all me. So anyway, so this is basically your history pretty much. And, and also the 30 Nixon clones or JFK clones and blah, blah, blah. Nixon threatening Detroit or some of these other states and blah, 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 blah. So, like I say, that's basically your history in a nutshell. So, the rest of it, it's like, mazel tov. And, I don't really care. Like I say, I've built so many galaxies and blah, 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 blah. And I've cruised around the universe for hundreds of trillions of years. And it's like, okay, guys, you're basically, I love you. You're my children. I've tried to care for you. I've tried to love you. I am not prejudiced against black people. I believe in equal rights, and women used to adore me and love me. Men, respected me, all that stuff. And basically, other people have told other people to shut up because, I'm the master in chief, basically. And like I said, I don't really care. My job was to get you this far, and to keep you alive, and to basically let you know about what's going on in the world and what the truth is. So I've done my job. More than that. And it's possible I might have even restarted life on this planet at least once in the past, after it all got killed or died off. So, so basically, there you go. I've done my part. And like I said, I don't care really. I mean, going through space and everything else that I am, was more than enough. So, like, put the gun on the table. Yeah, I don't care if I die. It doesn't matter to me. Oh, by the way, The Nutcracker was an amazing movie, by the way. And I loved it a lot, and thank you so much for it. That was awesome. Starline. Yes, my name is Starline. Anyway, I've tried to lead my people in the best fashion. I've tried to make the best rules, for your constitution and everything else. I've tried to keep you safe. I've tried to, like I said, I thought that we needed to nurture and love the children and everything else, and that would fix a lot of the problems, But... And I also believe that you shouldn't deny your human nature, like you are sexual, whatever life forms, and a certain amount. And by the way, also, there's a lot of other stuff, like a lot of fathers, like sometimes when the mothers would die, the daughters would end up being with the fathers, pretty much, and would even marry the fathers, and all that, and sometimes even have children with them. And I had to deal with that, and I was like, okay, I guess that's kind of strange, but all right. So, and basically also when other people were like blah, blah, blah or something like that, I was like, whatever, dude. There are more important things than to worry about that. If they want to be together, fine. Like I said, I don't really know. I can understand it, but, like I said, and like I say, too, to all the white women that want to be with black men, or I don't know if that's even a thing or not, but sometimes there are a lot of white women that want to be with black men, and and white men that wanted to be with black women and stuff like that. And so I protected them as well. So from the prejudice or whether other people were like, and I was like, shut the fuck up. And I even let them live inside some of my buildings because it's the only place where they would actually be safe and not be ridiculed and harassed. Like I said, in the old days, if you did anything that wasn't whatever, you'd be ridiculed and harassed and basically pretty much, fucked with your entire life, entire existence. And so I didn't feel that, if two people are consenting and willing and want to be together or want to do this, then certain things, then I feel like they should go ahead and be able to do it to a certain extent. And so protecting these people and letting them live inside of some of my houses and even, be protected by army sometimes, I did that. So that's on me. Okay. So, because I don't know. I mean, maybe a daughter and a father could have a good life together, or, have some sort of semblance of love. I'm not sure. I'm not one to judge, as I say. I have a bigger responsibility of basically production, manufacturing, and worrying about your future and wondering who's going to try and kill you next. Like I said, with my exoskeletons and my 1.5s, we're pretty fucking safe here, in general. So, and everything else. But, so as far as freaky sex, drugs, and all that other stuff, that's not really my problem. My problem is worrying about the next virus or the next outbreak or the next, meteorite that's going to strike this planet and kill you all off. That's what I do. Because there's a bigger existence thing going on here. So, I was your leader for thousands or millions or trillions of years, and I've been the leader of lots of other life forms throughout the universe. And to date, I haven't lost one life form set yet, except for me and my exoskeletons. Some say they died off. I find that hard to believe. I don't know. I hope not. But the nanotechs may have consumed them. I don't know. I hope not. I think I might have given them the option to become human or something like that, and I think some of them might have become human. I'm not sure. Like I said, life and existence and life forms is what I do. That's what my real job is. That's what I did for a living. At some point in time, I was being the silly existence, adding silliness to your existence and all that other stuff. As stretchy, basically. Or I was dedicating my existence to silliness, basically. And I was silly until someone squashed me or killed me or something like that, or attacked me and tortured me and hurt me. I was just trying to be silly. I was just trying to be cute. And someone came after me. So, anyway, doesn't really matter. Most people would just say, oh, he's just a little stretchy. Well, yes, I'm just a little stretchy, but I'm actually Lucifer Starline, the Dark Emperor, the Lord of Germany. No, like I say, if Germany stepped out of line, if Germany was doing abusive things or abuse charges or harassing people or hurting people or doing anything wrong, I was the first one to say, you're going down. And like I said, at one point in time, Germany was like, you're not coming in. You can't come in. You can't inspect. And I was like, I'm coming in. It's my country. They're my people. I'm going to breach your walls. Get over it. Let my people in or die. So, and yeah, like I said, we took over Germany, but it was more once we got in there. Most Germans surrendered because America. I was doing the two-sided thing where it's me, Germany, and me, America, and I'm just bringing the two together. And they're supposed to work in unison and all that other stuff, because it's me. It's Lucifer Star. I'm the Lord of Germany. Germany swore absolute loyalty to me and devotion. And basically, I also named and created America. So I'm on both sides, basically. And I also led China, or at least had a big part in China. And China swore absolute devotion and fealty to me. Mexico, I just kind of helped out, so they ended up loving me anyway. And Ireland, they're kind of like standoffish, and well, they worked a lot. They worked really hard for me, so I respected them, and I do love them a lot. Like I said, some people were saying blah blah blah, and it's like, no, 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 no. Ireland, you're on. I love you, and you worked really hard for me, so I was trying to give something back to you, and I wanted to say thank you for everything. You guys are awesome. I always knew that if I sent an Irish person or Ireland people by Ireland team in there, it was going to get done. And I would tell the Americans that the Americans and other people, that even Rodney, that sometimes I'd be like, if you want it to be done right, you use my Irish team. They'll get it done. Because I knew I could trust them. They're always the most honest, the most honorable, and perfect team. They're one of my go-to teams. Like I said, in the past, I had like 5 or 6 teams where it's like if you want to get this done, you use this team. If you want to get it done wrong, then you do it yourself or you ask someone else. So Ireland has forgotten more about mining and digging and smelting than most countries know. So Germany was like my scientific team. They knew about science and blah blah blah. I had these teams all throughout the world. So, and that's how I got all my stuff done. I had some really good loyal people, that were 3rd and 20th generation people. If I needed something done, I just have word sent to one of my teams, and they would go do it. And they'd be paid from the accountants, basically. On here and on other planets, basically, I had my people. I used to be a genetic creator, but when I was on vacation, though, I still had my people, though, throughout the world and throughout the universe. So anyway, like I said, Rodney and Rick Bush and a lot of other people just saw it as a get-rich-quick scheme, or some dodge or some dive or something like that. Or I don't know, maybe they knew that they had captured me and were holding me hostage or something like that. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. It's like they were idiots trying to hold the creator of basically all life in the universe hostage. Yeah, probably trying to hold the creator of the stars and basically most life forms in the universe hostage. Probably not going to work out too well. It didn't work out too good for Abraham Lincoln, did it? Yeah, like I said, Abraham Lincoln tried to adopt me and then tried to have me killed while he went off. Like, he was only actually president for like 3 months or 6 months, and he wasn't even that. Like right after, like it was probably 3 weeks or 3 months or 6 months after the adoption that he got shot, because it was fake. It was bullshit. He just grabbed me and they tried to write up some paperwork saying they adopted me, and I died. So, and he was trying to say, I've been in Gettysburg. Trying to say that he had nothing to do with me or something like that. So I don't really know. It was a bunch of people. So, and it worked out better for me because I was back then. Now I'm here. So, I mean, I just moved to the future even more. And I think what happened was I woke up and I was with my exoskeletons or something like that, or my queens, my exoskeleton queens, and they were with me. And they took me for a cruise, basically. So I spent like 150 million years with them until I finally came back or something like that. So anyway, they saw me about to die or something like that, and they grabbed me. So that's what happened. So I was being done with them, and then I came back or something. Like I said, I don't care, but whatever. And they're really amazing creatures, and I love them very much. So they're addictive too. I was the only one who could actually resist them, and like I say, those exoskeleton queens were really dangerous. You would become physically and mentally and emotionally. They release pheromones, so you'd be physically addicted to them, and they could play with your mind. So, yeah, once you meet them, it would basically be over.